congratulations, a solid performance out there today. Just talk us through your thoughts on the match and what you felt you did particularly well.
Yeah, I'm happy with the match. A win is a win, and especially in first rounds of a slam are never easy. She was a tricky opponent. I didn't know her much, so I'm happy that I played my best, especially in the important moments. That's when it matters.
Okay. Matt or David?
Hey, well done. Obviously, your big opponent the last couple of years has been your body.
Myself.
Yeah. And I'm sort of curious, like, what have you learned about what you need to do in order to prepare yourself for a season? And, like, how did you do it the last couple months, as you began this latest battle to get back where you were? Are there things you do differently now than you did before in order to focus on getting stronger where you need to be stronger?
Well, I think it's a tricky situation, especially because it's something that is always going to be there in my injury, and I said it since the beginning when it happened a couple of years ago. So sometimes it's not under my control, and I just have to accept it. But the rest, when it's under my control, I try to do it my 100%. I try to do the recovery as the best I can. I try to do the prevention also. So I'm doing so many aspects around, and I give my 100% in that. And if I get injured again, it's normally in the same spots that I always struggle with, that it's the back. Sometimes it's not under my control, so that's the tough part for me. That all of a sudden maybe I'm playing amazing or very well, like the beginning of last year, and I get an injury and I have to start over. So yeah, that's the tough part. But for now, I'm feeling good. For now, I played a couple of matches and the body's feeling well, and I want to stay positive on that.
Just one follow-up, but are there things you avoid doing now? I mean, obviously, during a match is a match.
Yeah.
You're not in control. But in terms of your own time and your training and things like that, are there things you avoid now?
Well, honestly, I think I've been training and working harder than ever. I think a little bit maybe, or that's what I'm going to try, is to be the strongest and the fittest I can. And that was a little bit the goal in preseason. That's why I did like a 2.5 months preseason, and we worked very well in the fitness side and the physio side, recovery side, and I put like all my energy there, and I think like my body's now pretty. It's good. It's feeling good, and I think that's the way.
Okay, David, and then Carol.
Yeah, Paula, to that end, how do you go about your training and playing these matches with being able to maybe block out the fear that it'll come back again? Because I feel like that could almost be its own debilitating cycle.
Yeah. Well, I've never been a person that when I get injured, then when I come back, I think about it. I just go and, I think in that moment, the competitive part just blocks the fear and I just go for it. And then when the pain comes, that's a little bit the problem and I have to start over. And mentally, it's really tough to handle. But in that moment, I think I'm lucky enough that I'm able to like block that feeling and I just compete and go for it.
Carol?
Congrats for today. Sorry to get back on your back again, but just, I was curious if you had to change your service motion or your forehand motion due to the injury, and if yes, if you can share the amount of work it demands to have to rebuild a shot or something.
I didn't really change in any aspect, maybe a little bit the serve, but the rest I didn't change anything. I'm just changing the way maybe of training a little bit more, or we did a very long preseason in that case, and I think that's the only thing I did. But there's, as I said, it's an injury that sometimes is not under our control, and it happens, and especially when you're playing a sport that it's so intense, and especially on the body. So there's sometimes I cannot control it.
David?
About the TikTok that you filmed with Arena and Amanda in Brisbane a few weeks ago. Like on one hand, like that's your good friend Arena. On the other hand, she's become #1 in the world, and it clearly doesn't seem like being #1 has changed her at all. And I'm just curious what your perspective is. Having your friend want to film this TikTok with you, and she's achieved all this success.
Yeah, no, indeed. I mean, we've always had a great relationship. it doesn't matter if she's number 1 or number 20 or whatever. And in my case, it's the same. I think we have a very similar personality in that sense. And I appreciate that she didn't change it, because you never know sometimes. But yeah, it's nice that we can enjoy on and off court, and we have fun. We had fun also in preseason some days, and it's nice we can share moments. And also with Amanda, I think she's great also. And we were doing the TikTok. She was around and she wanted to join, and why not? You know, I think it's also something that it's not very common to see. 3 of the best tennis players in the world doing that kind of things, and I think it's nice to see also, especially for the next generation, that you don't need to be enemies, and at the same time you just can do this kind of stuff and then be 100% competitive on court.
You touched on it a little bit, but I'm curious, does that mentality feel like it's having a effect on the locker room? Her being so social, does it feel like that encourages more friendship and camaraderie in the locker room?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, I mean, the last years has changed a lot on that, and as you know, I try to have a good relationship with many players, and I think I achieved that. And I think it's nice to have this good environment around, and it's helpful, because at the end of the day, we spend so many hours between us. So yeah, I think that has changed in the past years with the WTA players, and I think it's a good sign.
Okay, last one in English, Matt.
Do you and Arena like plot? Let's see if we can get so and so to do this with us. Like,
Sorry.
Do you and Arena like think, oh, let's see if we can get Amanda to do something with us? Are you planning this? Or is
No,
this for the moment?
it was just very natural. She was around, and we were thinking about doing this, and she joined, and that was the case in this moment. And she's a great girl also, so we have a good relationship since long time ago. So why not?
All right.